Okay, we are in the third session of digital electronics, and in the first session one we discussed logic gates, basics of digital. In the second session we discussed about the combinational circuits, basics of combinational circuit like half adder, full adder, and then half adder, full adder, half subtractor we discussed. And in today's session we discuss the remaining portion of the combinational circuit. So this is the third session. We are joining here for the digital electronic topic. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, we will start the session. So today's session is on the again it's on the combinational circuit. It is session 3 in digital electronics. So it's a small recap of yesterday's session, what we discussed. So for the past two sessions we discussed like what is digital electronics and what is gates, what are all different gates, and then the basic element in digital electronic is gates. Then we discussed like different expressions. Those expressions are called as Boolean expression or logical expression of the gates. We discussed like AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. These things we discussed. I hope you all remember those things what we discussed. Okay. So with the background of those inputs, we will move to the today's class. Okay. So things to discuss today is parallel adder, and then magnitude comparator, and then MSI devices. In MSI, we have decoder, encoder, mux and demux to discuss. So anyone in chat, what is MSI? MSI is actually medium scale integration. We have SSI, MSI, LSI. So we have like small scale integration, large scale integration, and we have medium scale integration. That is IC level. ICs. IC they call that as how many component you can put inside a IC. So we have decoder, encoder, mux, demux, all those we have in the form of ICs. That is what is represented here. Okay, so if you can design any logic circuit you can design with the help of basic logic gates. See, if you want to design A dot B, you want the output like A dot B, which gate will you go for? We will go for AND gate. If you want the logic like A plus B, which gate you will go for? We go for OR gate. Yes, correct. No? So you for like whatever expression you want, you can very well design those expressions using the basic gates. All the basic gates we discussed. But in yesterday's class, we discussed like we simplified the expression. Yes, correct. In full adder circuit, we wrote the expression as per the truth table, and then we simplified the expression. So we also noticed without simplification there are huge number of gates present in the circuit, and with simplification all the gates came down and we had only 5 gates in the final circuit of our full adder. Yes, so the number of hardware is much reduced when you go for simplification. Yes, if you want if you want like 4 different gates I want to use for my circuit, then I want like 4 ICs I want to place in my board. So those 4 ICs will occupy a space in my board. So instead of going for individual gates, we are going to put our complete circuit in one single IC. So that is what is this MSI devices and all. Yes. So the whole thing, the whole work of decoder work will be done by one single IC. Yes, this point we already discussed in the session of operational amplifier also. What is IC, those things and all we discussed. Yes, so this is what we are going to discuss today. And yesterday we discussed, like, anyone can answer what is a half adder? How many bits a half adder can add? Half adder can add only 2 bits. Yes. How many bits a full adder can add? The full adder can add only 3 bits. But someone questioned in yesterday's chat, like, is it possible to add more than 2 bits using full adder? No, it's not possible to add more than 2 bits, more than 3 bits using full adder. But in real case, all time we need to add so many number of bits. So we are not restricted to 1 or 2 bit addition. We need to add so many number of bits. So if it is so, then I have to go for the parallel adder. So parallelly, I can add as many number of bits. That is the parallel adder. Yes. So for parallel adder also, I'm going to use what? I'm going to use the basic what we studied in yesterday's class. That is the same full adder circuit I'm going to use. So just I'll take a pen. So what we have here, we have the first block. Yes, so this is my first block. This is my first block of full adder circuit. Okay, so how many bits I can add here? See, I want your notice in all this top line. See, it is A0, B0. It is A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3. So what it means, I have some set of A input and also I have some set of B inputs. Yes, I have a set of A input. I have a set of B input. My A set of input is changing from A3 to A0. B set of input is changing from B3 to B0. So this is my 2 inputs. Yes. So totally how many bits? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bits in my A set. And then again 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bits in my B input. Okay. So we are going to add, like, I'll move to the next slide. Again, I'll come back here. Yes. So what is parallel addition? So this is how it will do. In my A input, I have A4, A3, A2, A1. I have some numbers here. And in B also, I have B4, B3, B2, B1. If I add these things, what I'll get? Some 1, some 2, some 3, and then some 4. And finally, I'll get a carry. So A1 is a LSB, that is least significant bit. And A4 is the MSB, that is the most significant bit. Yes. So totally we are going to add 4 bits using the parallel adder. Okay. So here this is what is full adder is. I can again recall. So full adder can only able to add 3 bits at a time. So only one set we did in the full adder, A, B, and then C in, and we got some and C out. But here you can see in A input itself, I have 4 bits, and in B input itself, I have 4 bits. Yes, got it? So this is the logic we are going to use in the parallel adder. So now for each 3 bit, so what I have here, A0 and B0, I'm going to add with the help of a full adder, and C in, Do I have any carry in the initial stage? Do I have any carry in the initial stage? I won't be having any carry in the initial stage. So, so this will be equal to 0 initially. And these two will add, and I'll get the sum at this point and carry at this point. Yes. So this carry is fed to the next my full adder block 1. Okay. Again, this is for adding A1 and B1, and any carry is available that will also add along with the full adder block. Yes, got it? That's why all these blocks are full adder block. It's not half adder block. I hope you all can understand this. And again, the addition of this is given here. And the carry is fed to the next one. So all the full adders are connected in cascade form, one after the other. So how can I expand this for 5-bit parallel adder? How can I expand this for 5-bit parallel adder? Can I expand this for 5-bit parallel adder? Yes, with the help of, if I connect one more full adder here, I can expand this for the 5-bit parallel adder. So similarly, as much you want to expand, you can increase the number of full adders on this side so that you can able to increase your complexity level, add more and more number of bits. So yes, I'll move to the next slide. So parallel adder using IC7483. So as I discussed, like everything here in digital is available in the form of ICs. So for example, in the first combination circuit class, I discussed like you can able to construct a full adder using basic gates. Yes. So for constructing a full adder, totally you want 5 different gates to 5 different gates you want to connect it together. So how many full adders I want? I want 4 full adders. So how many gates will be totally? Totally I need to accommodate 20 gates, and the circuit will be completely complex. I can't able to resolve if something goes wrong. So for that we already have a ready-made IC which can able to do this parallel addition. So what is that IC? It is IC7483 is the IC. So this is the IC. It is a 16-pin IC, and this IC is having A set of inputs, 4-bit A set of input and 4-bit B set of input. And Cin, obviously we will connect it to 0 or ground, and then Cout is the out of the last full adder. See, this is my Cout, out of my last full adder. So this complete block is placed inside a IC. See, this complete block is placed inside a IC now. Okay, so now these are the points available where you can feed your inputs. So we have A set of input, B set of input. Just take the IC, connect VCC and ground, and give some set of inputs, 1, 0, whatever you like, connect it there, and connect it similarly B set of inputs. And again, you can see the addition of those two inputs, A and B. So n-bit parallel subtractor. Now the second case is using the same IC 7483. I want to subtract two datas. I want to subtract A minus B. So if it is so, this is my A data. I'm feeding the A data directly to my IC, and for B data, I'm feeding all my B datas with the help of a NOT gate. With the help of a NOT gate, I'm feeding my B data, and to work this IC as a subtractor, Cin I'm connecting to 1, or Cin I'm connecting to 5 volt. Yes, we discussed TTL logic and all, no? So 5 volts means it is 1. Okay, so Cin I'm connecting to 1. So what I'll get if the adder is working as a subtractor, you will get here the difference. difference you will get, and you will get here the borrow. So how to convert your parallel adder IC7483 into a subtractor? A input give as such to the IC, and B input put an inverter, NOT gate, and then connect, and also C in you connect it to 1. So that's how you can change that to different subtractor. Okay, this is my A input, this is my B input, both are same. My A input and B input is same, so it has to subtract, so obviously my output is all zeros. So this is what I realized, this for easy understanding using the full adder block diagram itself. I realized. So first I'll take your attention. So all the A is feeded directly. All the A inputs are feeded directly. Yes. All the A inputs are feeded directly. So this is the same IC7483. With the control, we are going to work that as a adder and as well as subtractor. So the control here is M. If M is 0, it will work as a adder. If M is 1, it will work as a subtractor. Okay, see, this is my M. This is my M. Okay, if M is 0, the carry in is 0 and it will work as a adder. If M is 1, it will work as a subtractor. Okay, now I'll take you through the subtraction operation here. Okay, so what is my input I have taken? I have taken the same inputs 1 1 0 1, and for B also I have taken 1 1 0 1. Okay, so with this input we will analyze the circuit how it is now. So A input is C 1 1 0 1. Okay, my B input is 1 1 0 1. Yes, and I want to work this as a subtractor, so I'll make M as 1. Okay, so the first one is 1. Yes, now you all should remember how the XOR gate behaves. How the XOR gate behaves. So this point is also 1 and this point is also 1 for the XOR gate. If both inputs are same, then XOR gate will give 0 as output. Yes, both inputs are same. So for everything except only the change is there in this one. So here the output is 1 and in all other place the output is 0 only from the XOR gate. So this is what is available. 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 and 1. Okay. So now we are going to add. This is a full adder circuit. So this full adder is going to add the output. So what and all is there? 0 plus 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 0 and 1. So the 0 came here and 1 came out as a C out. Okay. Again 1 plus 1. So output is 0 here and carry came out here. Okay. Again 1 plus 1. Sum is that is difference is 0 here and carry came out here. Okay. Again 1 plus 1. Again it is 0 here and carry came out as 1. So we got the final result of, if you add the same number, we are getting the all zeros. So our circuit block diagram is successfully working as a subtractor. So in the same place, if I connect M as 0, I can able to work this as a adder. Yes. So this is a logic diagram using 7483. Logic diagram using 7483. So the XOR gates are connected for the B inputs and it is given to the M control. If M is 0, it is the adder. If M is 1, it is a subtractor. So using the simple only two ICs, one IC for the XOR gate and one IC for the 7483. We can realize adder and as well as subtractor we can realize. So this is again yesterday we discussed like the steps to go to any logic, any analyzing of any digital circuit. The first one is operation, number of input, number of output, block diagram, truth table, logical expression and logic diagram. So with this background, I'll move to the next title. It is magnitude comparator. Okay. So comparator, what it will do? It will compare. Okay. I'll compare two things. Which is best? Which one is the best one? I'll compare with whether the LG model is best or the Whirlpool model is best. We are comparing. So similarly, we can also compare two inputs. Two different inputs we can compare. So it is magnitude comparator. So going to compare what? Two inputs. What are they? A and B are the two inputs. So if I compare, I'll get a result as both are equal. A and B both are equal. LG and Whirlpool both design are equal. Or else I may end up with one is better than, that is A is better than B, or I may end up with B is better than A. Yes, so these two goes as my input and these three goes as my output. So this is my logic, this is my block diagram, magnitude comparator block diagram. So A and B is my input and I have three different outputs equal to B, A greater than B, A less than B. So all these are my outputs. Okay. So now for this we need to do the truth table. Yes. So see, so we have only two inputs, A and B. So how it can change? How it can change? It can change like 0 0 0 1 1 0 and then 1 1. So 0 0. So what is it means? A equal to B. So that is 1. Yes. And for here, A is 1, B is 1. So what it means? A and B both are equal. Okay. Then B is 1 here. So what happens? A is less than B. That is 1 here. And here A is 1 here. So it means A is greater than 1. Okay. Now we will just realize this with the basic gates. So this expression matches with which gate? We will think it of that. So which gate this is? Which gate output this is? This is the output of XNOR gate. This is the output of XNOR gate. So the XNOR gate expression is given here. And then this is what is there. What is my input? My input is A naught, B naught is 0. So you have to write that as B naught bar. If it is 0, you have to mention that as a bar. So it is B naught bar. So A naught, B naught bar here. And here what is my input? 0 and 1. So here it is A naught bar and then B naught. Yes. Now the logical expression for three different outputs are over. Now we will change that to the logic diagram. Okay. So A and B, this is my common input. From this two, I'm drawing lines and I'm giving to what? Giving to the XNOR gate. If I put a XNOR gate, I'll get A equal to B. Okay. Then this expression is, what is this? This is A less than B. So A less than B, what is the expression? A naught bar. What I'm getting from A naught? I want to invert it. What I'm getting from A naught? I want to invert it. So A naught into B. And here A naught into B naught bar. Okay. So whenever you apply 0 0 or 1 1, so which LED will glow? The LED you connected to A equal to B will glow. Yes, got it? So similarly, this you can design with the help of a simple gates itself. Basic logic gates itself, you can design this. So next we will move to the MSI devices, that is medium scale integration devices. So what and all came in MSI? It's decoder, encoder, max, demax, all those we wrote in the MSI devices. So all these are available in the form of ICs. Okay. So for decoder, I have n inputs and 2 power n outputs. If I have 2 inputs here, I'll get 2 power 2. That is 4 output on the other side. Yes, got it? The decoder, I have different types. If I have 2 input, I can build that for 4 output. If it is 3 input, 8 output. If it is 4 input, 16 output. 5 input, 32 output. So similar, some of the ICs are also mentioned here. IC of 2 to 4 decoder, IC of 3 to 8 decoder. That is also mentioned here. So this is 2 to 4 decoder. So input is 2 and output is 4. 2 inputs, I am getting 4 outputs, and 1 is to enable. So only when enable is on, that chip will work, or else that chip will not work. Only if enable is on, that chip will work, otherwise that IC will not work. So this, what I have here, I have 2 inputs A0 and A1. I have 4 different outputs D0, D1, D2, D3. So from the truth table, first we will understand how it works. Okay. So we have 2 inputs A1 and A0. So those 2 inputs can change like only we have 4 combinations 0 0 0 1 1 0 and then 1 1. Okay, my input both of 0, then my output will be 1 in D1. My output will be 1 in D1. D0, sorry, D0. My output will be 1 in D0. If my input is 0 1, I can able to give one output in D1. If my input is 0 and 1, if I give 0, 1 here, so it will select what? It will select D1. If I give 1, 0 here, if I give 1, 0 here, I can able to select D3. If I give 1, 1, I can able to select the last one, D3. So what input I apply from the 2 inputs, I can able to get 4 different output. I can decide which one to select. I can decide which output to select. So 2 inputs, 2 power 2 will be the output. Totally I'll have 4 different output. So if I give 0, 0 here, so what happens? D0 will be equal to 1. Yes. So both are 0, 0. That's why it is written as A1 bar, A0 bar. Okay. And here D1, 1 will be 0, A1 will be 0 and A0 will be 1. So it is written as A1 bar and then A0. Okay. Similarly for the other things. So the same now we will see with the help of logic diagram. See, enable is required so that I can activate my chip. Enable should be 1 all time. Okay. And here I have taken A1 as such, and here I am inverting the A1. If A1 is 1, here I'll get 0. Here A0 I am taking as such, and here A0 I am inverting the A0. Okay. So D0, D1, D2, D3. So what is my input? 0, 0. If it is 0, 0, which should be 1? D0 should be 1. If it is 0, 0, which should be 1? D0 should be 1. But D0 is connected with the AND gate. When all inputs of a AND gate is 1, then D0 will be 1. Yes, we know that. So how it is connected? See, it is connected with A0 bar. And here also it is connected with A1 bar. And here it is connected with enable. So all gates are connected with enable so that it is active all the time. But only if these points, these lines, input points are 1, 1, then that output will be selected. On selecting my input, I can control my output here. Yes, got it? Any doubt? This is application of encoder. Why I want to use encoder? What is the use of encoder? See, don't go deep into this. We will just, as an overview, we will see here. I have different memory location. Memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, memory 4. See, when you want to save a song, no, your phone will ask in which memory you want to save. Whether you want to save in your memory card or else you want to save in your phone. So I'll select where I want to, where I have more space, I'll select my option. Yes. So here I can select using my input lines. If I give 0, 0, yes, which output will be enabled? D0 will be enabled, so that which memory will be selected? This memory will be selected. Yes. If I give 0, 1, then this output will be 1. So which memory will be selected? This memory will be selected. Yes, got it? So this is the application of decoder. If you have different memory areas, you select the memory areas. We are going to use the decoder. Yes, the decoder can increase, expand like 2 to 4 decoder, 3 to 8 decoder, 4 to 16 decoder, 5 to 32 decoder. Like that, you can keep on expand the size of the decoders. Yes. So the next is encoder. Encoder is still very simple. It is as like the ulta of the decoder. So input will be 2 power n and output will be n. Input is 2 power n, output is n. So here 4 input, 2 output. 8 input, 3 output. 16 input, 4 output. And apart from this set of encoders, we have some other different encoders also. That is decimal to BCD encoder, octal to binary encoder, priority encoder, BCD to 7 segment encoder, decoder. So apart from the normal set, we have this type of encoders also. So we will see the basic encoder, that is 4 to 2 encoder. So how many inputs? 4 inputs, D0 to D3 input. How many output? 2 outputs, Q0 to Q1 is my output. So if this is my input, only D0 is 1. Only D0 is 1. If this is my input, what is my output? Q0 is 0, Q1 is also 0. Yes. If my input is D1 is 1, so my output will be 0, 1. My output will be 0, 1. Yes. So which input I'll make high, based on that I'll get the output. Which input you make it high, based on that you will get the output here. Yes, got it? So the logic diagram for this is given here. So what is the logic diagram here? See, Q naught, when the Q naught will go high, when the Q naught can go high, Q naught, Q naught can go high when D1 is there or D3 is there, Q naught can go high. So D1 and D3 is connected to OR gate so that Q naught can go high. When Q1 can go high, when D2 or D3 is there. So when D3 or D2 is there, Q1 can go high. So this is the simple circuit of decoder. And as well as D0, whatever it is, both will be 0, 0. So D0 is not at all connected. So like it is expanded 8 input, 3 output encoder. So what is my encoder application? See here I have a set of missions available, and the mission which is issuing some problem will give the alarm signal, and based on the alarm signal the mission code is sent to the controller so that the controller will stop the mission. Yes, if the mission is malfunctioning, it will give the alarm signal to the encoder. So this mission is connected to D0. So what will be the mission code? The mission code is 00. So 00 will be given to the controller. Now controller knows mission 1 is in problem, and it will give stop signal to mission 1 so that the mission 1 will be stopped. Yes, so this is the application of encoder. So next comes our mux and then demux, we call that is multiplexer and then demultiplexer. So mux and demux is this point is mux, this is mux, yes, this is demux. Okay, so what I can do, I have a control switch, I have a selection control switch. I can select whether I want to talk to A or talk to B, talk to C, talk to D, or talk to E. Yes, and here I again in the demux also I have the control switch or select switch, I can call select switch to connect to whom I want to connect, whether I want to connect to A, B, C, D. I can decide. Yes, encoder and decoder, based on the input it will give output in the output side, but here the control switch can decide whom to select, 1 or 2 or 3, A, B or C. Whom to select is controlled here. So here also in mux and demux, mux we have 2 cross 1, 4 cross 1, 8 cross 1, 16 cross 1, 32 cross 1. Yes, as many inputs you can add in the input side, but all time the output will be only one output. See, I have two control switch because it is 2 cross 1, 2 control switch, 2 inputs I have here, and one control switch I have here, and then always mux will have only one output. Yes, this is my control switch. If A is 0, I'll connect Z to I0. If A is 1, I'll connect Z to I1. Okay, got it? If A is 0, I'll connect I0 to Z. If A is 1, I'll connect I1 to Z. Okay. In one time, only one person will get a chance. If A is 0, I0 can talk to Z. If A is 1, I1 can talk to Z. Yes, that is the logic. So what I have a selection switch here. This is the A selection switch. So if A is that is selection switch A is 0, see that is connected here to the AND gate. So now if I0 can talk to Y, or if the selection switch S0 is 1, I1 can talk to Y, final one. Yes. So in the similar way, you can expand that for 4 cross 1 and then 8 cross 1, 16 cross 1 and all. So this is 4 cross 1 mux. Okay. So 4 inputs I have, I3, I2, I1 and then I0. And here it is like if inputs are 4, 4 cross 1, output is only 1. How many selection lines should I have? I should have 2 selection lines. Okay. So my selection lines are given here. 0, 0 means I not I'll select. So 0, 0 means this will be connected. For 0, 0 input, this will be connected. See, 0, 0 input, I naught will be connected to Y. 0, 1 input, I1 will be connected to Y. 1, 0, this will be connected. 1, 1, this will be connected. Yes. And similarly, I have S0 and S1 here, and then it is also ultad. See, we will see for one combination. S0 is 0 and S1 is also 0. So what I have to connect? I want to connect I naught. So I have taken a 3 input AND gate. One point I have given connected to I naught. The other point is both are 0. S0 is 0 and S1 is also 0. So for the inverter line, I have connected this inputs. I have connected these inputs to the inverted line because both my inputs are 0, 0. See, we will also see for the last case, that is both the inputs are 1 and 1, 1 and 1 and I3. So what is my last case? I3 is connected here. See, this point and as well as this point, it is connected to the direct lines. It is not connected through the inverters. It is connected to the direct lines. Yes. Similarly, you can expand this for 8 cross 1, 16 cross 1. So this is my application of my MUX. Okay, I have a music system here. I have a music system, and I have a Bluetooth sound system. So when I'm using only my phone, I can play the songs. I can play the songs through my music system. Or I work on laptop, so these things will not be selected. My laptop sound will go to this music system. I'm in the digital satellite TV, so this TV sound will be taken as a choice by the system. Or else if I use a cable TV, that will be taken by the music system. So if I want to select my phone songs to be played to the music system, what should be my selection lines? What should be my selection line? So it is connected to D naught. So obviously it should be 0, 0. Obviously my selection line should be 0, 0. Yes. MSI full form is medium scale integration. MSI is medium scale integration. MSB is most significant bit. So we will quickly finish off the DMUX part also. So DMUX is ulta of MUX. Yes. So I have only one input. I have two outputs, and I also have a selection line here. When selection line is 0, D will be connected to Y. D will be connected to Y naught. When selection line is 1, D will be connected to Y1. Yes. So the selection line will decide which output to connect. If it is 0, D is available in Y naught. If that is 1, D is available in Y1. Yes. So selection line, here it is 1, here it is 0. If selection line is 0, D is available in I naught. If selection line is 1, D is available in I1. Simple. So it is 1 cross 4 DMUX. So D is given here with the four outputs and 2 selection lines. So selection lines of 0, 0. What will be my D? Where my D will be connected? If selection line is 0, 0, in which output my D will be connected? can give your answers in the chat window. Yes, it is very good. It is the D will be connected to the I naught. If my selection line is 1, 1, where my D will be connected? If my selection line is 1, 1, where my D will be connected? D will be connected to the I3. Okay. Got it clear? If selection line is 0, 0, D is available in Y naught. 0, 1, D is available in Y1. 1, 0, D is available in Y2. 1, 1, D is available in Y3. Yes, the same what we discussed. And this is the logic diagram for, so D is there. If selection line is 0, 0, both are 0, so I want to take the inverter gate. I want to take output from the inverter gate, this part and then this part, and as well as I'm connecting D. Okay, so now this gate is selected and output will be available in I naught. Yes, if selection line is 1, 1, so my output I3 will be selected. So 1. So this is 1 taken directly. Yes. And this is also taken directly, the last one. Okay. So I3 will be selected. So I have some application of demux. So based on the selector, if I select 0, 0, I can play my laptop songs in the Bluetooth speaker. If I select 0, 1, I'll select D1 so that I can operate the fax machine. If I select 1, 1, that is D3, I can select operate my smartphone. I can share something to my smartphone through the laptop. So this is what is mux and demux. Yes, any doubts? Any doubt, ma? Any doubt you have?